Hey guys, it's V2 here, and today we are reacting to the Lost DLC Chapter 1 by Gemini. It's a Little Nightmares theory, and basically from what I've heard, what it is it's Gemini. If you don't know him, you should. He's an amazing Little Nightmares theorist. He also does a lot of other stuff. Like there's a gym video. He plays God of War. He plays loads of stuff, and I really do recommend checking him out. I like to think of him as a friend, but yeah. So, it's like a script he's written. He's got someone to animate it, I think. Oh no, he's animated it. But yeah, for the longest time, we have speculated on and dreamed of and wished for a Little Nightmares 2 DLC. Unfortunately, it was not to be, but that's not to say it was never considered. That's true. In this series, I will explore some of the potential Little Nightmares 2 DLCs in... Hang on, I can say this. Meticulous. Editing first to be 2 here. The word's meticulous. I don't know how I didn't get it, but the word's meticulous, just in case anyone was wondering. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. It's a long word. Detail. We will consider characters, enemies, environments, and even achievements that could possibly find a place in the mysterious cut/hidden content. So get comfortable, little ones, as we deep dive into the hidden lore of the Little Nightmares universe and try to use the leftover links as evidence to piece together the DLC that never was. The school. Oh my god! I really hope that. Sorry. Furthermore, Alright, so yeah, I'll leave the link to this video down in the description. I'm really excited about this. I've been looking forward to it. So let's get into it.
We all know how the stories go.
His voice is so good. Like, it's so theory-like. It's made for theory. Sorry, I'll shut up.
And we've powered through the Pale City. We know the games, we know the characters, and we know the narrative. Mostly. Nowhere contains a great many unsolved mysteries.
Oh, he's looking at the concept art as well. I love videos like these.
Throughout Little Nightmares 2, we can find whispers.
The lunch lady. Yeah, that could be.
At some stage during the development process, there was a lot more planned for this title than we got in the final production. So in this series, we will explore some of the tales that were not told, and consider exactly how they could have played out. So I present to you, little one.
Oh, that puts shivers through my spine every time. And like the perfect music, bing, is so good. What? Bro, she looks so good. That's literally accurate to the concept art.
Obligatory spoiler warning. This video will contain.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I always sorry Gemini, but I always forget to put spoiler alerts in all my theories. Thankfully, most of my fan base is like quite smart, and they've got the common sense to know that there will be spoilers. So I'll try better next time, guys.
And the Little Nightmares 2 electronic comics. Now,
oh,
general overview.
It's a new one.
As this is largely speculation, there are going to be some entirely fabricated ideas within this script. But I will, of course, do my best to incorporate elements of existing lore to tie the whole idea together.
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's take a look at our protagonist.
Yeah, the lollipop boy.
Who I may refer to as LB, just for convenience moving forwards. Some of you may also know this character as
Fat Kid.
Aww. In the interest of not being hurtful, I'll be sticking with the prior. LB's canonicity within the world of Little Nightmares is actually fairly concrete, given that he appeared in the Little Nightmares 2 electronic comics.
I would have loved to play this.
In the game,
like the lollipop smashing bullies' heads, that would be so good.
Labeled Child 1. So we have our first
DLC, yeah, because Child 1, yeah. I never noticed that.
About this portly little chap.
Aww.
I readily expect to find him.
Why does he look so British? Is that bad to say? I'm British, so it don't matter, it's fine.
In the playground. No, not this playground. This playground.
Oh.
Because although there is a broken tricycle here, there is no grass. Meaning that if it is in fact the same tricycle, it must have been
moved, yeah.
And we know this DLC will have to take place before...
He got like pushed off something.
For reasons I'll get too short.
I swear he did.
So, the music block where Mono and Six escaped from is rendered inaccessible from this side. So that's not where our adventure will begin. No, I believe that the majority of LB's campaign will take place in the parts of the school that we didn't get to see. Much like the
yeah, I don't see Little Nightmares like reusing stuff.
As Mono in 6, we
like the unseen stuff from Little Nightmares 2.
Main building and east wing, leaving some other parts of the school.
What I also like wonder is, so obviously you can see here, this is a young version of the teacher. Do they age then? Like, side rant, but what if all the monsters we see in Little Nightmares were all once children? Like, we see Mono, he grows up to be the Thin Man. So did, like, the teacher, the doctor, the hunter, all of them characters, like the janitor, they all went into the nowhere, got trapped, and then grew up and decided to torment children for some reason. Maybe they got manipulated or something. Is that what's happening? Because that's a young painting of the teacher. So we know that the teacher could have been a kid in the nowhere once and could have been like taught at this school before. I don't know. I'm just saying random stuff that comes to my head.
Back playground as the Lollipop Boy, we encounter our first obstruction in the form of one of these undiscovered areas. A cold, lifeless-looking stone building consisting of 3 stories, no ground level windows, and a locked back door.
So much detail as well.
Suggesting that there was once a functional fire exit leading.
He's going into loads of detail. Good job, Gemini. Damn.
And has partially collapsed. There is, however, a system of pulleys made of strung together pillowcases and sheets, tangled in which we can spot several miscellaneous items, including chairs, a radio, toys, and maybe some dangerous tools.
Oh.
Evidently, the bullies have been using this system to transport contraband items up to the roof for a reason we soon discover upon climbing one of the pulleys. LB arrives on the roof to discover what appears to be a secret hideaway on top of the building.
With the yeah.
Around a burned trash can and other assorted foodstuffs littering the rooftop. There's a protruding doorway on the far side of the rooftop, clearly the main fire exit, which now seems to be missing its door, which is now being used as a ramp by our first enemy encounter of the game. Circling the fire exit
Who's it gonna be?
Is a female bully on a tricycle. Going down the ramp and around the protruding fire exit structure. The time it takes her to circle the building is just enough for LB to drag a rake or other obstructive item to the bottom of the ramp and then hide. The bully will continue her usual route, eventually speeding down the ramp, hitting the rake, and tumbling off the bicycle and slip off the rooftop.
Oh my god, I gotta watch that again. I'm sorry, that's so funny.
Eventually.
I'm sorry, this might not seem as funny to you guys.
Hitting the rake
and the scream as well. Oh, Gemini, you did an amazing job, bro.
Off the tricycle,
oh my god.
The rooftop, barely hanging on as a short cutscene starts, during which LB kicks her to her demise.
Oh.
We then have
I wonder how like his stamina would be. Do you think it'd be normal or
off the roof.
No?
Doing so could even land you a trophy.
Yeah. Say uncle.
We can now head through the fire exit on the roof and make our way down the staircase and navigate our way through the hallways of what is evidently a sports hall.
Ooh.
I imagine this area to have a dull greenish hue to it. I thought this could be an interesting area to cover, seeing as how physical education is often a part of school that a lot of people,
that's true,
myself included, didn't particularly enjoy.
Ah, poor Gemini.
To see it in the full game. It could also hold some pretty negative memories for our pot-bellied bully basher.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to see a gym location in Little Nightmares, like if they were a DLC, or even in Little Nightmares 3. I would love to see a gym location. That would be so cool, but you have to like go through different obstacles, like you have to swing on them round ring thingies. You have to climb up them things, and you're like, maybe because the nose is like really twisted, there's like loads of traps, like, you know, in them games, like there's them hammers that like come down. Obviously it'd be mini hammers, but they've like tried to hit you and you have to dodge them, and you have to that would be so cool. I'd love to see something like that in Little Nightmares 3.
This place, given the nature of a school sporting facility, is likely to contain apparatus and equipment such as trampolines, climbing
Yeah.
and other stuff.
That's a more simple way to put it.
Bullies who are clearly misusing this equipment and presenting us with opportunities, such as a pair of bullies fighting for a place atop a climbing frame, only to both be knocked off when climbing.
How strong is this guy?
Sitting on the edge of a trampoline who
No!
can catapult off and have them smash on the ground,
Please!
down from a gymnastic horse and jump on the trampoline behind them. After making our way towards the exit, we come to the entrance.
Oh, that's eerie.
Hall, which is
I would hate to go to school like that.
Of the coach's office and a lost and found. The coach could be nothing more than an obscure
The coach. That's a new one. I thought he was going to be like the principal.
On the job, allowing us to
a fat coach.
Small office to the lost property or confiscated items box to retrieve a large spiral lollipop, resulting in an achievement.
Armed and delicious.
Receiving a minor jump scare from the stirring coach as he snores and splutters from his chair before getting up and locking us in the room.
Why does he look like that?
Forcing us to exit.
Does he have like a... What's that? Is that like, them things, like, the thing, six, like a lever? Like, six used to... Is that a lever? Is that what it's called? I know what a lever is, it's just... I thought it had a special name. That's all.
Which requires us to pull it open with a rusty squeak. We
navigate
the vent and pass through into an extension of the sports hall area, which is lined with lockers, and some of the games rooms.
I'd love to see this character though.
Contain tables and chairs for end of term exams. Lollipop Boy, now armed with his signature weapon, will need to skillfully battle his way through these areas, cracking bullies' heads as they attack, and using obstructions in the rooms to manage more than one bully at a time.
Yeah, super cool. This is, yeah, I like this. We can see like new versions of bullies as well.
We end up back outside the coach's office, his door now locked and the main exit now accessible. We head out of the sports hall and across a grassy field. Another area which we don't get to see in game, but we have hints at its existence through the comic depictions and through the school's windows. We head on past the cracked bully on the ground, triggering another short cutscene during which LB rolls the bully over with his foot, ensuring that she is indeed dead, before a musical sting kicks in and the teacher's footsteps can be heard. So we book it, lollipop in hand, to a more familiar side of the school, squeezing our way into the open doors of the East Wing and ending up coming in through the side door to an almost familiar hallway. The hallway behind this door.
Very specific.
We make our way through the double doors to find the cafeteria, disgusting as always, but unoccupied and slightly more organised than when Mono passes through.
Is that Mono over there?
No bullies in sight. We proceed.
Have you done that?
Getting to a certain point when a sudden crash interrupts us, and the lunch lady greedily helping herself to some of the food laid out on the tables, which we would need to take refuge under until she moves on. Our unpleasant new assailant is frantically trying to prepare the mess hall for the bully's lunch break, pushing back and forth through the hall and making a mess as she goes. However, our gluttonous lunch lady simply can't stand waste, picking up any scrap of food left on the ground and immediately eating it. LB could climb one of the tray trolleys to retrieve a sausage or some other food and toss it over the counter to distract the lunch lady before running. Eventually making our way through the dinner hall and into the storeroom, where we find objects from the science lab. The layout slightly different from when Mono visited this area, and a slightly different climbing puzzle in place to retrieve a small brown bottle, which will be kept on our person as a permanent item. We will then need to sneak our way back across the mess hall, as the vent Mono used to continue is inaccessible in this scenario, forcing us to double back and once again avoid the lunch lady. Unfortunately for our portly little bully basher, the lunch lady has now taken to standing right by the only exit to the cafeteria and will always be in a position to capture us should we get her attention. So distracting her with more food seems to be the only option. Only this time, we would
A
climb
pie.
another tray tower, and our lollipop boy would interact with a pie sitting right on top of it, dumping the contents of his small brown bottle inside the grim-looking pastry.
And that's how she dies. Poison or something?
Tower, letting it smash onto the floor, which would of course attract the lunch lady, who would crouch down,
Poison.
scooping up the contents.
And then she goes into the fridge, then she collapses, I'm guessing.
This gives us a chance to hop onto her back and make a run for the double doors that we came in through, exiting through the open left-hand doorway with the lunch lady now in pursuit. As she runs through the hallways with reckless abandon, we notice that she seems to be choking, crashing into knocking over tray towers, leaving them in the position we find them in as mono, as she clutches at her throat and she charges after us, chasing us down the steps and clumsily
and then that's the glitch
room,
remain is the bully
closest to the screen, as she tumbles headfirst into the garbage and tips it over, twitching.
He gets locked in then. He like freezes to death or something.
Find her in the main game. A calmer music then takes over and another achievement pops up on screen.
Come on, what's this one? Waste not, want not.
Head out of the room to the sound of bullies filing into the mess hall and crouch behind the tray tower until they pass. Heading up the stairs and out of the now open door, through the room with the large clock and stairwell and into the library, where we will detour, taking the path the teacher walks instead of climbing up the columns of books. We exit into a long hallway lined with lockers, all of which are closed apart from one, which we can jump inside as the clumsy footfalls of the teacher draw nearer. If we arrive at the locker before being spotted, it will trigger a cutscene during which the teacher regards the lockers briefly before finding Lollipop Boy, throwing the locker open with her neck stretched awkwardly before fading to black. As a very last close to the game, and a precursor of things to come, it might be interesting to have the screen fade to black with the Lollipop Boy sitting in a dark hallway on a long bench alone. Suddenly, a large door with a familiar eye embossed on it creaks open to reveal a very dark room. We get up and walk inside.
What is it?
Only for the lights to flicker, revealing the principal. Sitting in his chair as depicted, tentacles writhing above his head, as our startled boy drops his lollipop and the tentacles rapidly extend downwards, taking him in their grasp. Once more, and we
random YouTuber Gemini.
It could also be insinuated that the principal is responsible for turning the children into living porcelain dolls through this process.
I've never seen that picture before.
You guys to consider.
That principal picture, I've never seen that.
Pitch, guys, but there's a couple of other little things that I'd like to address with you guys before you go. First of all, if you've made it this far and you have enjoyed this video, please let me know by dropping a like.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop a like after now.
Comment in the section below, and also consider subscribing if you haven't already, because I will be doing more of these moving forwards if you guys enjoyed it. The other thing is, I would like to apologise to you guys for the long wait on this video, and also for my presentation or lack thereof in this video as well. I'm still kinda sick. Which brings me to my next point. After letting you guys know that I was sick, I received a lot of love in the comments section, hoping that I'd get better and wishing me well, and I just wanted to thank you guys for that.
He escaped the clutches of the... That's me! That's me!
Wishing me well, and I just wanted to thank you guys for that.
Aww.
It did help.
Damn, get well soon, my brother.
Tough time. And I just wanted you to know that I am grateful, I am recovering, and we're back to work.
Ghoul, I saw Ghoul in there as well. I think I saw Altac as Billy Bob.
On part 2. Speaking of which, the reason I started with the school is because, number one, it's my favourite area, and of all the DLCs that we should have got in Little Nightmares 2, this was the one I was looking forward to the most. And also I wanted to enjoy making the video.
Yeah.
And obviously I could put this out and you guys could hate it, and if you hate it, I'm not going to make the rest of them, so... Anyway, that's enough of me rambling, because you guys are going to catch up with me before long anyway. But until then, that's game over. Bye.
That deserves an applaud. That was great. I enjoyed that. Nah, that was actually insane. I really, really did like that. Gemini, if you are watching, you need to make more. I will react to them, obviously, if you're fine with it, for sure. This whole... Oh my, this whole...
In the game.
This whole video, it was incredible. And I remember hopping into your stream, you wish you could have got a better animator. I don't think there's need for a better animator, man. This animation is one of the best Little Nightmares, and there's loads, one of the best Little Nightmares animations out there. I really did enjoy this. I loved how everything came together as well. But wow, that was really cool. Like I really enjoyed this. The animations were great, the sounds were great, the story and the idea of it. Bro, wow, that was amazing. Yeah, if I do have to give like a bit of feedback though, I would recommend not putting as many bosses and as like in one chapter, like because we had the coach, the lunch lady, the bullies, and the principal at the very end, and the teacher actually. So well, that's 4 bosses, just to make sure. Bullies, teacher, yeah, 4 bosses. But like in most, like in all the Little Nightmares DLCs, we only have like 2 if we're lucky. So like the granny, the leeches, the janitor, and then the lady and the shadow kids. But yeah, for next video, I would recommend like cutting down on some of the bosses, but if not, that's totally cool as well, because I really did love this idea.
Fading to black.
I thought it was super cool.
As a very last close to the game, and a precursor of things to come.
Yeah, this part I didn't really understand with
to have the screen fade to black.
How does the bully survive this? How survive the encounter with the teacher? Does he dash off or something? But most things in the Little Nightmares universe isn't explained, and and that makes loads of theories. So that's kind of a good thing. But yeah, I really did enjoy this because there's loads of good loose ends to it. It's very funny as well. Like especially where is it? This is my favorite scene in the whole thing.
Have the during and eventually speeding down the ramp, hitting the rake, and coming off.
It's so good. It's so good. I really love this. But yeah, I liked how she started choking. She's hitting very good. Like I really did enjoy this, and I thought it was amazing. And yeah, get well soon, man. If you can't make any videos, like. Now, I'm sure all your fans, including me, will understand, because you do need to get back. You just came from the hospital. You've just escaped the doctor's clutches. But, yeah. I absolutely love this, Gemini, if you're watching. And you should 100% make more. And maybe you can make one about Little Nightmares 3 after this series is completed. Like, what you'd like to see in Little Nightmares 3. And what you think it'd be. But, yeah. This was amazing. The animation was great, and I'm gonna try not to ramble for as long because I've already been recording for 24 minutes. But Gemini, this was amazing. The video link will be down in the description, guys, if you do want to go watch it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much to Gemini for making it. So with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.